Hello and welcome to Wingin It. So we are back again. We have another live commentated game here again from the Indian Skimmer Skirmish, and yeah, this should be a good one. Hopefully, we are up against Cedar Wax. This is my last game of the Swiss style stage for the Indian Skimmer Skirmish, so I should already be through. But of course, every game is a chance to win, and that is always going to be the goal. So. Yeah, I'll get this invite sent out and we'll get stuck into the game, as I said, going first. So hopefully we can get a good starting hand and, of course, a good starting trait as well. So, yep, let's see what we have got going on. Well. That is certainly a good starting hand. I think that kind of goes without saying. So, yeah, we've got the Common Raven. That's, yeah, without question going to be a keep. And we have also got the Fudo Expert with the Wilson Snipe in the tray. So I do definitely like the look of that. Of course, getting some extra cards going to be really, really nice there. And yeah, a couple of points from the bonus card certainly isn't going to hurt. Now, Dire Specialist. Dire Specialist is also pretty good. Definitely when you've got Raven as well. Getting the food to play those 3 food cost birds is super easy. But it's not always a guarantee to hit that. You know, you're kind of relying on the deck, I suppose, on what you can get, and sort of go from there. So, with this Fubo Expert, I'm kind of tempted to keep the Spell Sphere here now. Ordinarily, I think how I would play this is keep Hummingbird, use the Hummingbird to get the food for the Raven. Obviously, under house rules, I can't play this Raven in the first round as much as I would like to. So I am going to have to bide my time a bit. And you know, often getting the food for the Raven can be very, very challenging to kind of manage in that opening round. So yeah, just the Hummingbirds, obviously, it's going to help my opponent a bit, but it's definitely going to help me get that little bit of food to yeah, get the Raven down sort of into round 2. So I could keep this American Crow. I know quite a lot of people probably would even consider keeping the Crow over the Raven, because obviously you can get it down straight away. You know, you could easily go for a Crow, Hummingbird, Grasslands, get yourself set up there pretty quickly. And yeah, you've still got that 2 food access, but you know, knowing that you're kind of consigned, I suppose, to giving away free food to your opponent. But I would definitely look at something like this. And yeah, I've played this a few different times before. I've had a very similar open to this and played it different ways. You can put the Hummingbird under Snipe in the wetlands, draw a bunch of cards, get the food while you're drawing. But equally, you can put the Hummingbird in the grasslands and, you know, lay eggs a few times, use the eggs to discard for extra cards and so on. But yeah, I'm not so much of a fan of that. I think my kind of default is here, pick up the Snipe, play the Snipe and the Hummingbird, draw cards a few times. And yeah, I definitely want to keep hold of this Sphere. It's going to be good for, you know, potentially all of the end of rounds if I get it down in time, but certainly at least end of round 2, 3, and 4. So we'll do that. We'll keep Fudo Expert. And yeah, definitely, like I say, the plan would be pick up the Snipe. That's a no-brainer. And yeah, the Hummingbird, it's where you put it. It's where you put it, right? Like I say, you can put it alongside the Snipe in that wetlands. Just draw cards a few times. You're getting cards, you're getting food with the Hummingbird to then play the Raven. You could put it in the grasslands, so you lay eggs, discard those eggs, they become extra cards, and then obviously you go back to the grasslands to get your food for the Raven. Or you could put it in the forest. I have done that before with this kind of opening. And then if you do that, you only need 1/3 of getting food, really. You know, especially with a Snipe, you're drawing so many cards. You can easily discard that extra cards that you're getting, turn that into food, and then obviously activate the Hummingbird basically just once. And yeah, you're kind of that way is a bit more conservative, I would say, because you're getting fewer cards potentially, you're getting fewer eggs, but the benefit is you're not giving so much free food to your opponent. And I think it's quite an overlooked fact. I think some people can get quite generous in that first round, a little bit too much so, with something like a Hummingbird or a Phoebe or flycatcher, these kind of birds that give away food. Because food in the early game is so precious, I think, especially if you have an opponent who doesn't really have that forest build up. They're only getting one food a turn, and so if you're giving them one food every turn, you're saving them turns. And so maybe they can ignore the forest and get a wetland set up with that food, or maybe they get an expensive forest bird that otherwise might have taken them 3 turns to get the food for. You just given them the food and they can play that, and suddenly they're away, and unlocking that extra food access. So it's so difficult, it's so tricky to know really how to kind of play that and do it in the most efficient way that helps you, but also doesn't help your opponent too much. So it's not an easy start, but as I say, when you've got a Raven in the back pocket and that's going to be going down in round 2, then I think a little bit of pain, a little bit of maybe oversharing in that first round, you can make up for it. You can definitely make up for it as you kind of go into round 2 and beyond with just easily getting free foods. Effectively free food, I suppose, when you've got a Raven like this. Discarding those eggs just so easy. Alright, here we go. What has my opponent kept? Wow. Only one bird. Oh, and I've just noticed this is going to be tricky with the hummingbird because we both have the same profile picture. Quite unsurprisingly, maybe given the username here, that they are going to use red waxwing as well. But red waxwing's always been the way I go for this. So I'm not going to claim I got there first, but there you go. Yeah, Snipe will get that pretty easily. And yeah, we might just have to play it a bit by ear. It definitely kind of depends on what they play, with that first bird and only bird really that they've got. I will need to think carefully about what I'm giving away. So they drew birds. I've already forgotten what bird it was. It was the teal egg layer. So that's really curious to keep that super early in the game. But I kind of like that Sparrowhawk, so I might try and grab that if I can. And that's potentially also going to be a way of getting some points, turning these cards into points. But yeah, Snipe has to go down, and then, like I say, really does depend where I put this hummingbird. I am tempted. I'm very tempted to put it in the grasslands. Just like I say, is that way of getting a bit of food, but also getting something. So they've gone for food. They've gone double rodent. That's really annoying because now, now I don't want to use my rodent on the hummingbird, because then that's gonna screw me over for the Raven. So I might spend a turn getting food, just to save the rodent here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. This is definitely the conservative play. But yeah, it's so easy to get yourself stuck in that position of not having the food for the Raven. You get into that round 2 and you're ready to play it on that first turn and you don't have food. So I definitely want to avoid getting myself in that position, because that's no fun. I want to get this Raven down as soon as possible. So what are they doing? Oh, red-tailed hawk. Okay, so red-tailed hawk. That makes a lot of sense. So they have kept the exact food for I can't remember what it's called, the teal egg layer. So they are looking pretty strong, I think, for this first turn around. Now, no food access. So again, playing this hummingbird, it's a little bit dicey. But I think I might be able to do. I might be able to get away with no activations on it. But then if I'm going to do that, what's the point in playing it in the grasses like that? So do you know what? I'm going to go with plan A, which is put it in the wetlands. But I'm assuming they're going to lay eggs first before drawing with this hawk. At which point I want that Sparrowhawk. And I'd be kind of tempted to take Cass's finches whilst they have laid eggs. We are going to take both of these. We're going to draw one from the deck. And we're going to get the other Raven. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. I'm not sure I need 2 Ravens, if I'm completely honest. Yeah. I honestly I was not expecting that. So um, I might tuck that raven under the Eurasian Sparrowhawk. You know, that might be um, the play here. So yeah, I could. I'm just trying to plan out the final turns of this round because I could easily play Sparrowhawk, go for foods, discarding a card. That's going to get me the extra foods. Sorry, but yeah, helps me get the raven down. So I'm kind of tempted. I got 3 turns. I could go for cards again here, and I think I might do that. And I think I might just completely not do this hummingbird play. So red knot's definitely nice. That's kind of a no-brainer with food web expert as well. So definitely want to grab that. Yeah, not getting the grassland engineer birds that we need, but hopefully with something like this red knot that we can look to play. That gets some more cards and obviously build up that wetlands that little bit more. So yeah, they did pick up the fish crow there, didn't they? I believe that was in the tray, so that's a pretty good pull for them. Would not be surprised. Yeah, would not be surprised to see them get the fish for that. So we're gonna play the Sparrowhawk. What do we use? I guess that. I don't really think I have much use for that. And yeah, we can then have that turn getting food. We'll get yeah, just any 2 foods that I'll use for the raven. I'll probably look to keep the worm either for this Vireo or this red knot. I think that's probably priority number 1 is to get this red knot down and yeah, just see some more cards. I definitely have found that digging through the deck is so helpful in European expansion games. You know, I did a game. It was the one against Blitzel Foible not too long ago, where the start wasn't great, but you know, if you just dig, you know, play Ruddy Duck or something like that on that first turn or in that first round, and just spend turns digging. You know, you find the birds you want, and you find a tucking bird. You know, maybe you find a tuck and draw, or maybe you find a tuck and lay. So, you know, all these birds that I've got eventually will find a use somewhere. Even if it's not kind of immediately clear when you're drawing, you're thinking, oh, just keep drawing birds and they're not useful. You know, eventually you should expect to find some way at least of turning those extra cards into points. So it's a risk. It's always a risk when you're doing that kind of early draw and kind of, you know, you never know what you're going to get from the deck. It's always a gamble, but yeah, it's normally a somewhat safe gamble. The more you draw, you know, the more you're going to find. So interesting they played the fish crossbows. That did win them the end of round goal anyway. That's going to be a pain. Trying to remember who won each end of round. Not really being able to see, but yeah, I suppose now they can use that fish crow to get food for whatever bird they want to play. So that does make sense. Not a super exciting tray, which going second, I don't really mind. I'm quite happy really to see a slightly subpar tray. Particularly, you know, I've got these good birds, right? I can easily get the Vireo down, I can get the finch down, I can get the red knot down. That's going to be the goal, I think, for this round at least. You know, specifically, I think the Vireo and the Cassis finch, that's going to give me a leg up in this end of round, which, yeah, is so important. So it's time to reveal our hand and get this raven down. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, do I get the Vireo first or the red knot? It's kind of not ideal to put the Vireo in the grasslands, but it is at least an extra egg. And I think when I don't really have, I don't want to play the other raven. Double raven is just such a trap that it's not worth going for me. But yeah, Vireo is at least extra eggs. I can then get the finch and the red knot down. I'm going to be in such a good position for that that last end of round goal as well. So okay, Chimney Swift. So that is a star nest, that is a bowl nest for this end of round. And I think I'm going to keep forgetting what it's called. Is it the red star? The black red star? I think that's the one they've got. That is useful, right, for getting eggs, and of course it's a star nest, so it's going to be useful for this end of round goal with the bowl nest. So yeah, I think think I will play Vireo in the grasslands, lay eggs, play the Cassis Finch, and just keep laying eggs, get food. I think I might have turned this round to play the Red Knot, which would be good. Set myself up with that. 2 birds or wetlands going into going into round 3 with that fresh tray, of course. So let's see what we get. Zoologist. Had to look at that twice. But yeah, that's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer, that one. So Fishery Manager is a pretty good bonus card, to be honest, but I'm already going to have 2 birds in my wetlands that don't meet that, so it would cap out at 3. Unless I somehow find a Franklin Skull or a White Stork, and I'm not going to gamble bonus card points just on that. So yeah, with all this egg laying I'm doing, Zoologist should be a pretty safe 6 points. So yeah, happy with that return. Definitely from the Vireo, and yeah, with a couple more bonus card birds, man, we could stack up bonus card points really easily. You know, some other good bonus cards, any of the nest ones really give me some good flexibility. So yeah, definitely let's get that down. So my opponent just getting some eggs, getting some food. Presumably, I would imagine their plan is to get this red start down. And do you know what? With the fish crow, I think that could work. I think that could work because you could be really selective where you lay eggs. Make sure you discard with the fish crow from the right habitat, and you can really, maximize the amount of benefit you're going to get from that. So I think that could work. I think that could be a good, a good kind of approach for them to follow. But yeah, high ceiling. High ceiling is the kind of phrase that comes to mind when I think about black red start and lesser white throat. But they are very difficult birds to manage, very tricky to make sure you maximize, and particularly when you've got end of round goals that rely on eggs in certain nest types, it takes a bit more thinking and a bit more planning to make those work. So yeah, I don't envy them trying to sort of negotiate that, but yeah, the payoff can be huge if you can set it up right and get things going. So I would imagine that's their plan. And that hawk, has that worked every time? 3 hunts, that's looking pretty good. And a ruddy duck as well to go alongside it, so lots of egg space there, and getting some extra cards. So fair play, that's going to be pretty nice. This Cassis Finch though is hopefully going to be pretty nice for us. What are we going to get on the bonus cards? Omnivore Expert or Rodentologist? Thank you very much. Man, that is some good bonus card luck. Kind of tricky though, when you have a choice between 2 such amazing bonus cards, which one to go for. So I'm thinking probably Rodentologist. I could go Omnivore and just play that Hummingbird for 6 points, but I think I can do better than that. I definitely think I can do better than that. So a couple of Omnibirds in the tray that could be tempting. Could definitely be tempting, but yeah, let's go Rodentologist. Let's go Rodentologist and let's go Eagle Digging, and yeah, see what we can find. You know, who knows what kind of birds you can find when you go digging. Certainly this red knot. I'm going to look at 3 more, and then yeah, if I draw cards, use that snipe, I'm going to be looking at playing more birds. So pretty strong score already. Yeah, 2 strong bonus cards already with 4 points. And man, that Zoologist, that's going to be a nice one. That should be, yeah, like I say, 6 points in the bag there. We definitely, like to see that. So what would I do here if I'm my opponent? Oh, I mean, I take it now, actually. They're probably not going to get that red start down. They don't have the turn, so maybe they've got other better birds. Definitely that ruddy duck feels like a good priority. But yeah, we might be able to win this. We might be able to win this end of round goal. It does look like we will. I was definitely expecting to tie this, so I'll take that. And yeah, here we go. We'll take the other 2 worms that we need for this red knot. We can get that down. And that's going to be so nice. We're going to be on so many points. And yeah, set ourselves up for some card digging in the next round. Alright. Pelleted woodpecker. Okay. Well, I will need to try and manage some egg space then, maybe on this Bell's Vireo. Just to make sure I can benefit from that. Something to bear in mind for sure, but yeah, for now. Red knot's going to go down. What are we going to get from the bonus cards? Do you know what? It was going to happen. I can't keep drawing S tier bonus cards throughout the whole game. So yeah, do you know what? Not going to complain. But there we go, Dick Sissel. Thank you very much. Oh man, yeah, I have to keep the Dick Sissel. I'm kind of tempted by that shoveler, but Dick Sissel's the insurance, right? I can go eagle digging. I can draw a bunch of cards. If they're not good, I just tuck them under the Dick Sissel. So yeah, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I think from there, is that a purple martin that I can see in the tray? It is indeed a purple martin that I can see in the tray that's going to hit Food Expert. So yes, that's going to be very tasty indeed. Probably won't need the Dick Sissel because I can just tuck and draw under the martin. So man, probably could have kept Omnivore now with that Hooded Crow, but let's not think about that. Let's draw some cards. And with the Towie that we got with that red knot, we're getting a lot of good grassland birds, but not ones that work so well with this Raven. But yeah, another Omnibird that's going to come up. I'm going to regret this Rodentologist choice. I just know I am. It's going to get to the end of the game, and I'll have scored more from Omnivore, but yeah, that's fine. Like I say, this Martin's a game changer. I can pretty much just lay eggs now, I think, once I got that down. Cycle through the deck. I've got plenty of egg space at the moment. Not going to be a problem. And yeah, definitely nice to get another Food of Expert bird. This could be a pretty nice score from Food of Expert. If I can find, you know, the Hooded Warbler or the Blue-Winged Warbler, those would be pretty nice pickups ordinarily, just for the points. But yeah, even more so now when you've got Food of Expert. So my opponent's drawing some cards. I'll of course move in the Swift. I like it. So I'm imagining they're going to go for food on the next turn. So I definitely want to make sure I do have at least one space on the sphere. And actually, let's plan a little bit ahead with the End of Realm goal in mind and put some eggs in the forest. And there we go. Worm and yeah, just 2 worms I think at this point. Hard to know really what kind of food you want to get. I don't think. I mean, you know, Chihuahua and Raven maybe just for the Rheumatologist points later in the game, but otherwise, yeah, not terribly interested in playing many of these birds I've got. So I think it's just going to be tuck and draw with the Purple Martin and see what we get. But yeah, I don't know. What else would be good? You know, Canada Goose maybe. I think I can afford to just keep laying eggs, so the extra foods being discarded is not going to be a big deal. So there we go. We get a free egg, and now we can play this Martin. That's going to give us more cavity spaces, so good flexibility. Definitely good flexibility. Yeah, when we're going to try and make sure we can capitalize, of course, on free eggs, because whenever you're getting free eggs from your opponent, you want to make sure that you've got a space for them. And I think actually having more space than my opponent in the cavity nests for now, that's definitely going to help. But 2 rodents, do they have a barn owl? Do they have a barn owl? Am I going to be confident enough to call? No. Oh, Peregrine Falcon, so that's a pretty nice bird. That's a pretty nice bird. I wonder maybe they have Falcon a bonus card, but we know they don't have Rodentologist at least, so let's lay some eggs. Let's lay some eggs. Let's tuck some birds. I mean, with the Rodentologist, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Could potentially... Do we need to play that for the end of round? Oh, I suppose we might need to. I mean, they're only on 4 potential spaces. So yeah. If they play 1 more, we might need to play that Red-Shouldered Hawk. But otherwise, I'ma just keep digging. Probably just play a couple more birds. Maybe the Dick Sissel. Maybe just the Raven for the Rheumatologist points. But as long as I play 2 more birds and make sure I hit the Duologist, then I'm okay with that. I'm scoring enough points from my grasslands. I've got enough of a buffer, I think, at this point, to make sure that I'm going to be safe. So they've laid eggs now. I might play it safe and just play this red-shouldered hawk, because they may have a cheap forest bird that they play and lay eggs on, and I really don't want them to do that. So, yeah, that does give a bit of flexibility, and it's still 4 points with the Rheumatologist, so we don't mind that. We don't mind that. And yeah, like I say, another bird for the Oologist. So, bird feeder, pretty sure we're going to miss that. So, yeah, after carrying us so hard in the previous gameplay video, sadly bird feeder's going to disappoint, but there you go, that's Wingspan. And that's bird feeder. You know, most of the time it is terrible. Most of the time you miss it. Most of the time you don't even get close. Like, I'm not even going to get close here. 8 birds down and one of them meets it. So, yeah, it's the average life of a bird feeder fan is not an enjoyable one. So, we can make up for it though, of course, with these other ones. So they did not have an extra forest bird. We did not need to play the hawk, but that is not a problem. We'll still lay eggs on it. And yeah, we'll just keep tucking birds. OP Horned Lark. Do you know what? I might play that. I might actually play that. So let's get the food for that. Because yeah, it's another grassland bird. It's going to be my final bird for Oologist. And yeah, maybe if they do play some extra birds in the grasslands, I can get some tucks. So, do you know what? When life gives you lemons, play Horned Lark. I think those are good words to live by. No complaints. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up in the tray, of course. I think I might have seen a Cedar Waxwing, so we'll see if our opponent is enough of a Cedar Waxwing fan. This is a true test. Oh no, they've already played the Swallow. Okay, Horned Lark's going to miss out on some potential points, but come on, if you're a true Cedar Waxwing fan, you're going to pick this up and you're going to play it. You're going to pick it up and play it. Tested your credentials and sadly did not come to fruition. So, okay, do we play Horned Lark for the memes? I think we might do. The sensible play would be to play the Dick Sissel, but I'm not here for sensible plays. I'm here for memes. So, Horned Lark goes down, and yeah, we've got the egg space to just lay eggs 4 times. We can do that, get 5 points a turn, pretty comfortably. Max the Oologist, of course. Yeah, look at that lead for the centre round goal. All those white and no power birds we played earlier, definitely helping out here. And yeah, I love a smooth final round like this where you don't really have to think much. You just play an OP birds and then play eggs a bunch of times. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And hey, if I can get a tuck on that Horned Lark, you never know. They might have one more grassland bird up their sleeve that they might want to play. So yeah, could definitely be tempting, but they might just be going for expand themselves, but they don't really have space to do that for the whole game. So we'll see. But we are just going to lay eggs, and yeah, we'll tuck the Dick Sissel. Golden Eagle. Well, Golden Eagle. That does change things. So the Golden Eagle would be 10 points with the Rheumatologist minus 1 egg. So it's 9 points. I have to use 2 eggs to play it for the food, so I dock 2 more points off it. So it is 7 points, which is more than laying eggs. So there we go. Case closed. Get eggs for Golden Eagle. Yeah. And actually I could... Have I got turns? Yeah, I could stick it in the grasslands. It costs the extra egg, but then I can discard the extra food for another egg back. And I might get a chance of getting a hunt, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man, 8 points from Food Web, 8 points from Rheumatologist, and 6 from Oologist is what dreams are made of. So Whooping Crane, that's a nice bird to play. I would have liked Whooping Crane. Definitely would have liked Whooping Crane. So that's a good bird for my opponents. We are just going to lay eggs though. Let's tuck the Cuckoo. Man, Roadrunner. It's not better. It's not better. yeah. $90 points, looking strong, definitely looking strong. And yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be play this Golden Eagle. And yeah, then we get Eternal End Eggs to discard this extra food. We're going to end with no foods. A couple of birds, maybe only one bird. If we do get a Horned Lark, I'd love it. That would make my day if we can get a Horned Lark activation here. But otherwise, yeah, like I say, straightforward end game. And maybe this Golden Eagle can, cap off what has been a pretty smooth sailing game by getting us another hunt. But to be fair to my opponent, they have built pretty nice grasslands here. I wouldn't say no to this. I think it's just a case of it all coming a little bit too late. Did seem like they struggled at the start, obviously. Yeah, when you keep red-tailed hawk and 4 foods, it is a bit of a slow one, which is a shame. But fish crow helped. Falcon's got some hunts, and yeah, that swallow. If they could have got the swallow down maybe a round earlier than they did, and get the number of tucks that I've got into this purple martin. You get the points, you get the card cycle. Really kind of a strong option to have there. So I think they are probably just laying eggs twice. It's a 6-point activation in that grasslands if you skip the fish crow, which, unless you've got birds to play, I think you probably do that. Peregrine Falcon is like this Golden Eagle. It's pretty sure, 75% chance. I'm not going to get my maths wrong this time, don't you worry. 75% chance of success. So let's play this Golden Eagle. And there we go. 8 from Brainsoil is just very, very tasty. Glad I didn't keep Orologist, although I could have played the Roadrunner, I suppose, instead, and that would have helped. So they got 4 egg spaces and 4 eggs to lay on this last turn. So unless they do have Benelli, which I wouldn't begrudge them. Like I say, it looks like it has been a bit of a struggle in some aspects. So I wouldn't be too mad if I saw Benelli come down here. But I think this should be a win here. But it's been a pretty lucky game from me, to be honest, I have to say. Yeah, they have laid eggs. Starting hand Raven. Good bonus card luck. And got some pretty nice birds, including this OP Horned Lark at the end to cap off my grasslands in such a smooth way. So we'll give Horned Lark the extra egg just for good luck. Come on, Golden Eagle, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that tasty morsel. There's another hummingbird. To finish off the game, we'll skip off the Raven. And there we go. No idea what the end of round goals were because, but there we go. We're going to go into the final squad, as I say. I think this should be a comfortable victory. Definitely got a lead there on bird cards and those bonus points, man. 22. Very, very nice score there. I did edge the end of Argos. So there we go. Eggs might be quite close, actually. Yeah, they did slightly edge me there. But of course, the tucks on cards is going to be pretty nice for me as well in the end. And it is a win, 112 points to 80. So, not really much to say about that game, to be honest. Pretty smooth sailing. Really, the only kind of difficult decisions were at the start. Kind of working out what to do with the hummingbird that then I never actually ended up playing because I didn't need it. So my start was a little bit slower than it could have been. But, with my opponent, when you see them struggling at the start, you don't want to help them out there. I could see they didn't have a forest bird. I could see they didn't have any way of getting food. So I don't want to be playing a hummingbird and giving them food because, maybe they get that fish crow down that one turn sooner, or, maybe they did get that red start down and, that could have given them like 10 free eggs or more than that throughout the whole game. So little decisions like that, they can have a big impact throughout the rest of the game. So as I say, definitely some luck, plenty of it on my end. But when the deck is going to be nice to you and when the bonus cards are going to be nice to you, you've got to capitalize on it. Nothing worse than having a lucky game where the little mistakes creep in and you manage to throw it away. So a win is a win, and we will take it nonetheless. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy That's a slightly quicker game than usual, just because, as I say, most of it was on Rails. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again very soon in another gameplay video here on Wingin' It.